A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to Baji Rao IAS Academy. This is the Hindu editorial discussion for the 25th June 2023. Today is Sunday, so we don't have any editorial articles. So we will discuss the different news articles which will be helpful for your UPSC preparation and other state PCS preparation. Let's start with the quotation. Push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. It is only you, you should do your work for yourself. It is like it's for you, by you, and of you, for you. See, in our exam preparation or in our friend circle, we always used to see the people who expect the motivation from external environment. They want someone to motivate them. But I suggest you guys, the real motivation you should get from your inner conscience, because the inner conscience is the superior authority and the superior court which can give you the correct guidance. Nobody else can guide you better than your conscience. So I again advise you, the conscience should become your motivation factor. It should push you so that you always do the good hard work and smart work. Remember one thing, guys, no intelligence can beat the hard work. Hard work is very important in your life. So let's moving into the article. Oh, this is the yesterday's question with reference to ancient South India. Korkai, Pumbuhar and Muchiri were well known as option A capital cities, option B ports, option C centers of iron and steel making, option D shrines of Jain Tirthankaras. See guys, these are very important ports. There are three different kingdoms in South India: Pandya kingdom, Chera kingdom, and the Chola kingdom. So these three ports are related to ports of these kingdoms. This is the today question. A rapid financing instrument and rapid credit facility or related to provisions of lending by which of the following? Option A, Ancient Development Bank. Option B, International Monetary Fund. Option C, United Nations Environment Program Finance Initiative. Option D, World Bank. Friends, try to give answer for this question in comment section. The answer for this question will be given in the tomorrow's discussion. So, bina kuch deri ke, let's move into the articles. Important news articles. These are the few articles I found important to our preparation. First one is experts optimistic on jet engine production. We all know recently our Indian company HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, along with the US company General Electrics, they made a memorandum of understanding to build the jet engine for the India. We will look into the importance of this jet engine, why we need the jet engine, and how this jet engine proposal is somewhat related to the civil nuclear deal what we made with the US. And the second article is government remains silent on collegium's suggestion on appointment to High Court judges. See guys, you all know there is a collegium system in India, especially in judiciary, to appoint the higher judicial officials, especially for High Court and the Supreme Court. We follow the collegium system where a group of judges give advice to the president, so that president appoints the judges for High Court and Supreme Court. Regarding this collegium system, we have important news here, because collegium system has given advice to the government, but the government has becoming reluctant to take actions on that advice. So we will look into the basics of this article. It will be helpful for your GS2. And the third article is Modi reaches Cairo to meet with the President El-Sisi and the Grand Mufti. We all know our Prime Minister is visit to the Egypt. In Egypt, he is given warm welcome by the Egypt Prime Minister. He have the plan to visit the Egypt President, and there are also certain important points regarding this visit. We will look at this article in an elaborate manner. Option 4 is, I found this one is very important article and interesting article also. Kokrajhar, which is a district in the Assam area, which comes under the Bodoland Territorial Council. In the Kokrajhar, they found the mushrooms are very helpful for them, so they tried to inculcate mushrooms in the everyone sustainable livelihood opportunities. Like they try to produce mushroom there, they try to promote mushroom as a product under the one district one product scheme. I will explain this article along with the benefits of the program and how the local government has become empowered with the mushroom cultivation. And fifth one is world leaders watch warily as mutiny situation unfolds in Russia. See, this is one of the very important article regarding the international news because a new trend has arisen in Russia. Yeah, Russia saw the emergence of coup against the Vladimir Putin regime. We will look at this article in very elaborate and vivid manner in the following time. So let's enter into the first article. Experts optimistic on jet engine production. We all know, guys, we recently saw that memorandum of understanding has been signed between the two countries company, especially India's HAL Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and the USA's General Electrics. They signed an agreement and they got approval from the US Senate also, so that we are going to get the engine. Why we need jet engine? What is the necessary for our jet engine? First of all, what engine we are planning to develop? The engine we are planning to develop is F414 military aircraft engine. What is the specialty of this F414? The specialty is it has the advanced control system, especially it has the dual channel full authority digital engine control, and it has the high pressure turbine, and also it has the high pressure combustor, so that it work effectively in the very different situations and very fragile situations. So this is the military engine we are planning to develop. And what is the necessary we want to develop this F414 engine? What is the specialty of this F414 engine? F414 engine is a turbofan engine used by the US Navy for over 30 years. It has dual channel full authority digital engine, which I already mentioned you. It has the 6-stage high pressure compressor and then pressure turbine and a fuel hydraulic system for nozzle area control. So it has exceptional throttle response, excellent air burner, light and stability, unrestricted engine performance. So we can trust this choice for modern fighter jets. Why we want to develop this F414 engine? What is the necessary for India? Because we all know we want to focus on indigenization of our defense manufacturing. So we are trying to develop the Tejas aircraft in our indigenous capacity itself. But there is one challenge for us. We don't have the out of technology for the development of engine. We have been having good relation with the Russia in case of defense relationship. Russia always provides us good defense products for us. But the problem with Russia is it somewhat feel reluctant to give us the art of technology. But our USA has become ready to give us the art of technology regarding the development of F414 engine. So why we require this engine development? Because we are looking for the indigenization of our own defense. For that we need the engine mechanism. So we are acquiring this engine art of technology from USA. So it is mentioned here, for the development of LCA Tejas Mk2 we need the engine. Our Aeronautical Development Agency of the DRDO has decided to develop the F414 engine, that is INS 6 for the LCA Tejas Mk2. What is the reason behind it? Because India aims to bolster its indigenous defense capabilities and reduce dependence on foreign suppliers. Furthermore, there are prospects of utilizing F414 engines for the advanced medium combat aircraft, which is the India's ambitious 5th generation fighter aircraft. See, it is not going to stop here. After developing this engine, we will promote this, or we will update this engine for our 5th generation aircraft, which in future we will develop. So this is one of the main requirement for our indigenization of defense team. These are the basics of engine requirement for India. But there are certain other views which are shared by the author in the article. What the author is saying or trying to say here is trying to compare the civil nuclear deal made by India and USA. Already we have the civil nuclear deal in 1990s, in which the nuclear material was given by USA to India for the civil development. Now, why he is comparing this defense deal with the civil nuclear deal? Because we didn't get that civil nuclear deal in a very easy manner. Before getting that civil nuclear deal, we have been encountering many harsh situations. There are certain objections from many countries. Even though we had certain objections, our diplomacy has played well, and at last we get that civil nuclear deal. Same like that, we get this engine proposal in a very good manner because of our very long term efforts. If you see the effort since from 2012 to 2019, near about 8 years, we have been requesting the different countries, especially US and Russia, for the engine development. The requests and proposals are proposed under the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative framework for near about 8 years. If you see the trend, we are not getting this engine in a sudden this kind of second manner. We are getting this engine after getting into the very good strategic relationship with USA. If you think of the past relations with USA, this F-114 announcement is not like the sudden decision took by the USA. They first made us as a major defense partner in 2016. After that, in 2018, they made India as a strategic trade authorization status. And after that, we also signed the 4 foundational agreements with the US government. What are the four foundational military agreements? Do you remember? BECA, BECA, and Lemova, Kumkasa, and Katsa. These are the different military agreements which India signed with the USA. After developing these kind of relation and the strategic relation, diplomatic rank with the USA, we also initiated a new initiative called the Initiative on Critical and Emerging Technology. With this initiative was started under the National Security Advisors and National Security Councils. So we have become the very strong friends, and this partnership was going to be seen as the partnership of the 21st century. So we have ensured that our partnership is so strong. After becoming this much strong friend, now USA has agreed to give us the engine. So that's what he is comparing the new deal with the old civil nuclear deal. We are not getting this US defense deal in a very easy manner. After a very long process and effort only, we are getting this defense deal. So India should work over it and try to acquire the technology. See, in fact, you want to see from other perspective also. In Russia's problem, Russia-Ukraine conflict, we India took the different view and different stand from the USA, because USA is totally against Russia's action, but we took the middle path. Now, why the USA is giving this kind of defense technology to us? Because USA know, even though USA know that we will be having good relation with Russia and having good relation with USA and everyone, even though they have certain doubt in this regard, how they are providing this defense technology to us, because the real reason behind providing this defense technology is they want to counter the China. If you want to counter China, you need to strengthen the India. To strengthen India, strengthen the India's defense system should be strengthened. So they are providing this jet engine for our India. So whatever happens in the international arena, there are certain own national interests are hiding in every action. We should also see that own national interest. So that's the first article for you guys. Let's move into the second article. Government remains silent on Collegium's suggestion on appointment to high courts. We all know in polity we have a separate judiciary which is the integrated judiciary, in which we have the Supreme Court at the top, which is called Apex Court, and under this we have high courts in every state. Nearly we have 25 high courts, and under this we have local courts, especially district courts and another local courts. So this is the integrated judiciary mechanism here. So, well, if you think of the Supreme Court and High Court, these judges are appointed by the President, not on his own discretion, but on the recommendation of the Collegium, which consists of the Chief Justice of India and other members or other important senior most members of the Supreme Court. Do we have any article regarding this judge appointment? Article 124 and Article 217 of the Indian Constitution deals with the appointment of the judges to the Supreme Court and High Court. What it said, the President will appoint the judges of High Court and Supreme Court after consulting the Chief Justice of India. So now the issue has started after the Constitution has been enacted. What the problem occurred? The President consultation with the CJI is binding or not? This question has been raised. So with this question only, there has been certain cases which run on the Supreme Court. With the certain cases, we get into the evolution of collegium system which we have in present day. What is the collegium system? Collegium system is evolved through the judgment of the Supreme Court and not by the act of Parliament. I told you guys it is evolved through the judgment of Supreme Court. What is its role? It plays an important role in the appointment and transfer of judges. Yes. So how they got evolved? If you see the evolution of the collegium system, in the first judge case 1981, it is declared that the primacy of CJI's recommendation on judicial appointment and transfer can be refused. It means saying the advice given by the CJI is not binding on the President. What was the outcome from the first judge case? The first judge case has given the primacy to the executive while subjugating the judiciary. So this process or this trend has been conducted for the next 12 years from 1981. In the second judge case 1993, Supreme Court introduced the concept of collegium system. Remember this, guys? In the second judge case 1993, collegium system has been introduced. What they said, the consultation really meant concurrence, which means they are saying the consultation is binding, but the CJI means it's not his individual opinion. The CJI should get an opinion from the two senior most judges in the Supreme Court. After getting the opinion from two senior most judges of Supreme Court, the CJI can give recommendation to the President. If the President gets that recommendation, it is binding. So this is the outcome of second judge case. What is the third judge case? In third judge case, the Supreme Court again insisted that the CJI's recommendation is binding on the President. But before giving that recommendation, he should consult at least the four senior most members of the Supreme Court. So now the strength of collegium has been increased to five-member body, 1 plus 4, which is the Chief Justice of India plus 4 senior most judges. If any two senior most members in collegium, we have 5 members. If any 2 members refuse the advice of Chief Justice of India, then the name should not be prescribed to the President. Are you all getting me, guys? In collegium there are 5 members. If any of the 2 members in the collegium are not in the same view to appoint a particular judge, that particular name of judge should not be prescribed for appointment. So this is the procedure for appointment of judges in the High Court and Supreme Court. This is procedure for appointment in the Supreme Court. In case of High Court, the appointment of judges in the High Court can be done with the collegium's advice. The collegium should consist of the Chief Justice of India and 4 senior most judges of Supreme Court. Along with that, two judges are also to be considered, which is the Chief Justice of the concerned High Court, from where one judge is going to be transferred from the one High Court to another High Court. Are you all getting me, guys? See, guys, I will make you clear. Once again, hear me properly. For the appointment of Supreme Court, for the Supreme Court, we have the collegium strength of 5 members, which is the Chief Justice of India plus 4 senior most judges. In case of High Court, the collegium strength will become 1 plus 3 for the appointment purpose. So for the appointment purpose, the Chief Justice of India will consult with the 2 senior most judges and the procedure will be followed same. In case of transfer of High Court judges, the collegium system strength will become 7, because 1 Chief Justice of India and the 4 senior most judges of the Supreme Court, along with that 2 Chief Justice of concerned High Courts. So You all should remember there are certain different provisions. First one is appointment for Supreme Court, and second one is appointment for High Court, and third one is appointment for the third one is transfer of judges between the high courts. So this is the basic understanding on the appointment of judges, guys. Now what is the recent trend occurring? The recent trend is the collegium has given the recommendation of 3 judges for appointment into the high court. But what the government is doing, government has become somewhat reluctant. They are not in the same view of the collegium. They are giving back the recommendation to the collegium. In fact, they have the power to give back the recommendation to the collegium. If once the collegium get back its recommendation, they want to review that recommendation. After reviewing, if they propose the same advice to the president or the government should appoint. But what the problem occurring here, the advocate or John Satyan has been prescribed for appointing as a Madras High Court. Along with that, Somasekar Sundaresan has been prescribed for appointment as a judge of a Bombay High Court. Along with that, there is one important person, Saurav Kirpal. He also has been suggested by the collegium for appointing to the Delhi High Court. But in these 3 people, government have different opinion. For the first 2 people whom I mentioned, the John Satyan and the Somasekar Sundaresan, what the government perceives is these people are having the anti-government ideas and anti-government agendas. So the government thinking not to appoint them, because the government have the opinion, they are spreading the anti-government messages in the social network. But the Supreme Court collegium is defending them because they have the freedom of speech and expression. Now, do you remember, guys? They have the freedom of speech and expression under Article 19 of the Constitution. In the case of Saurav Kripal, the problem is they are saying he is the gay, so we cannot appoint him. So there is some cultural problem with appointing the Saurav Kripal. In the case of Saurav Kripal also, the collegium has been defending the Saurav Kripal. This cannot be the ground for rejecting one person, because we run the government based on the democracy, so we cannot reject on these kind of silly reasons. So this is the article, guys. Let's move into the another one important and interesting article, which is our PM Modi reaches Cairo, which is the capital of Egypt, to meet with the President LCC and the Grand Mufti. You know, guys, this meet or this visit has become important in the recent trend, because you all have come across the news which I have discussed with you. Our Prime Minister has prescribed to inculcate the African Union in the G20. We are trying to maneuver the G20 by including the African Union as the one of the member. So in the African Union, Egypt is the one of the most influential person. In fact, we can say he is one of the leader of the African Union group. So this beat has become very important in the recent trend. What the author is trying to say here, first he is giving the how our PM Modi has got welcome in the Egypt and what are the things he did in the Egypt. See, this visit has been seen as a reciprocal visit by our Prime Minister. Why is it a reciprocal meet? Because in our Republic Day celebration, we should remember this. In our Republic Day celebration, we got this chief guest from the Egypt. Egypt president has come to our India as a chief justice for Republic Day celebration. So to have the good gesture for the reciprocity, we are again visiting the Egypt. So this has become one of the important point. Now what the other important or interesting thing happened here? When the Modi ji landed in the Cairo airport, he got very good warm welcome by the Egypt Prime Minister himself. Egypt Prime Minister has came there to welcome him, whose name is Mustafa Madbouly. He had very good interest in the Modi ji, so he himself came here to receive the Modi ji. And what happened in this meet again? Apart from meeting the important delegates of Egypt, our PM Modi ji has tried to meet with the diaspora of our Indian community in the Egypt. See guys, whenever our PM Modi ji visit any state or any country, he tried to influence our diaspora. He tried to convene all the diaspora, Indian diaspora living there, and try to interact with them so that he make good impression in front of the other nation delegates. And after addressing this Indian communist in Cairo, our Modi on Saturday will also meet with the Grand Mufti of Egypt, who is Shaki Alam. This guy is very important person in the Egypt politics, guys, because he has become so famous. Because he spoken against the terrorism. We all know we have the very strong agenda against the terrorism. So our PM Modi ji has also impressed with the work of Shaki Alam. So our PM Modi will visit him also. Another one important thing to be noted here, guys. Our PM Modi ji is very cultural person. Wherever he go, he try to address any cultural perspective of that nation. So in our Egypt visit, our PM Modi will visit the Al Hakim Mosque, which is the culturally important mosque in Egypt, which has been historically important for nearly 1000 years, because the mosque was renovated with the assistance from the Dawoodi Bohra community. Do you know guys, this Dawoodi Bohra community is the Paisa wala community. It has very good money. They are the strategic people in our India. Because of them, we have flourishing trade in our past history. So Dawood Bohra community is so important. Because of that, our Prime Minister Modi ji in 2018, he himself praised this Bohra community as the backbone, nation backbone. The Bohra community has been felicitated as the nation backbone by our Prime Minister himself in 2018. So the thing here you should note, he is visiting the Al Hakim Mosque. UPSC will ask this kind of silly and small questions which are important, because these are going in our international relation. You should keep on view over these things. So let's move into the other article, guys. This is important and interesting article. You all know, you have come across one particular Indian government scheme, which is the one district one product scheme. To promote our export in our India, to double our agricultural export, we have launched this program. We copied this program from the Japanese state, because the Japanese in their past time 1970s, they followed this scheme, one district one product scheme, so that they can export good products. Now what happened, guys, we all know one important district in the Assam region which comes under the Bodoland Territorial Council. Here they tried to develop the mushroom. They try to involve, or they try to create the cooperative farming with the all farming community in the Kokrajhar area. They promote the yeast or mushroom production in the Bodo Territorial Council. Now what happened, guys? What was the outcome of this mushroom production? Just by giving advice to produce mushroom, the farmers will not adopt it. You should provide the market, you should give the assurance of the procurement. What happened here? The government, the Bodo Territorial Council has assured them that these mushroom will be procured, because they have launched the new program where the mushroom should be served in the midday meal scheme of the Bodo Territorial region. So because of this scheme, that is midday meal scheme, where mushroom should be served in midday meal scheme, they tried to serve the mushroom soups, biscuits and noodles, etc. So because of this sudden hype in the mushroom market has occurred in the Bodo region, so that all farmers are encouraged to produce the market mushroom. These farmers are become so encouraged up to that level. Even under the bed also they started to cultivate the mushroom, because you all know mushroom can be cultivated in any very small region with very few natural resources, because mushroom have that much capability to grow anywhere. So what they are saying here, this program has been started as one of the sub-program of one district, one product scheme. Because of this scheme, the mushroom has got promoted in the Kokrajhar region. By promoting this mushroom in the midday meal scheme, there are also certain other outcomes which gives the very positive outlook for the mushroom production. Because by giving these mushrooms in midday meal scheme, we have witnessed the improvement in our social capital in the Kokrajhar region. If you consider the underweight and wasted and anemic children in Kokrajhar district, it has got reduced significantly by 56%, 55% and 76% respectively from 2021 to 2023. See guys, these are not small numbers, these are very big numbers. To achieve this, we all should work very effectively. We want to improve our governance, but simply with the mushroom production and mushroom promotion, they got achieved this kind of improvement, because they compared with the nearby district. The Kokrajhar district has improved in their social capital formation in a very good manner because of this mushroom product promotion. And along with that, the maternal mortality and the Assam's, see, the maternal mortality has also significantly reduced. In fact, the infant mortality has also reduced. They are giving data here, that's not so important for us, but the important thing noted here is mushroom promoted under the one district one product scheme has got hit in the Assam Kokrajhar region. Same like that in our different areas where our tribal culture, where we have certain unique culture, we want to promote that, because with that promotion only we can develop more products which can be useful for our export promotion. So that's all about the article guys. Let's move into the important article of the international arena. You all know the Russia-Ukraine war has been going for nearly 1.5 years, and the new trend has arisen here. You all should have aware the Wagner group in Russia. What is this Wagner group? Wagner group is a private army which a particular reader may possess. In India, they have the special Wagner group which is called the special private army which is called Wagner group. This Wagner group has an important head whose name is Prigozhin. This is our famous Vladimir Putin ji, and this is Prigozhin ji. Now, who is this Prigozhin? How he has become this much powerful in Russia so that he can stood against the Vladimir Putin himself? See these photos, guys. This photo has been taken before few years. This man has been worked in his past life. He worked under the Vladimir Putin just to serve the food. He was like, if you go into any restaurant, you will get one waiter. The waiter will serve you some food, right? Same like that. Under Vladimir Putin, he has this Prigozhin as a one of the well-wisher. He is a very good friend for the Vladimir Putin. He worked under him. Vladimir Putin has very good belief in the Prigozhin. He has that much belief in the Prigozhin. He made that Prigozhin himself as the head of the Wagner group. See guys, getting any position in Russia is not very easy. It is very difficult to achieve the heart of Vladimir Putin. This man who is Prigozhin, he achieved the Vladimir Putin heart so that he got the commanding position in the Wagner group. This is not very easy guys. He made it. So he became the very influential person in Russia. Now because of this Russia-Ukraine conflict, there has been the tussle which is going between the Prigozhin and Putin. The Prigozhin was so silent in this regard. He tried to maintain the silence and tried to maintain his obedience to the Vladimir Putin up to a certain level. But the thing has been going worse for the Russia. So now the army Wagner group under the Prigozhin has tried to conduct the coup. They tried to capture all the southern Russia. This all occurred in the southern Russia. They tried to move the army from southern Russia to the northern Russia where the Kremlin is situated. But after their planning and after their implementation, the army Wagner group under the Prigozhin has decided that they should not move on, because if they move on, if they try to capture the Kremlin and the northern Russia, it will ultimately lead to the bloodshed in Russia itself. It will not give benefit for Russia. So the Prigozhin and the Wagner group has decided they are not interested to create any bloodshed in Russia. See, the different leaders from around the world, they are seeing this incident as a very critical and important one in the international relationship, because now the Russia has itself become very weak in this regard. The politic and the political stability has been reduced. Now the situation can change in any aspect. We cannot assure who can win this war, but from this perspective, what has happened in Russia, we can say the West has achieved something in Russia, because in Russian government itself, they are trying to conduct the coup. It means somewhat the West government has get some success in this regard. But let's see, our Ukraine president has become happy with this news, but it is not the permanent news. This is not the permanent solution. This may be a chess game. This political chess game, the moves can be different. They try to divert some people's attention. So these are like political game. We should not believe. At last, what happens? That is the matter. So let's see what happens in future. Regarding this, many articles will come in future, and I will try to discuss those articles with you guys. Now move into the next article. New ART regulations push up cost of treatment, so limit consumption opportunities. Now, you know guys, in 2023, our government came out with the new regulation for the assisted reproductive technology. What is this assistive reproductive technology? Who requires it? The assisted reproductive technology is especially designed for the millions of infertile couples who cannot get pregnancy because of some complications in their body. So who can go for the assisted reproductive technology? Who cannot conceive naturally, and who cannot carry pregnancy to term, who have genetic disorder, who have partners with abnormal sperm or oocyte. These people can opt for the ART. What are the types of ART? There are two main types of ART, which is the artificial insemination and the in vitro fertilization. What is artificial insemination? Here, semen from male body has been inseminated into the female's reproductive system artificially by using syringe or injection. This is artificial insemination. What is in vitro fertilization? In vitro fertilization, both the female and male gametes are reproduced in the external environment. So we say this as in vitro fertilization. So these are the two main types of ART. If you see the success rate, see these are the data fact. You should remember regarding this. You can write in exam also. Although generally safe, the ART procedures carry some extra risks. What are the extra risks? They possess multiple gestation, preterm birth, or pre-eclampsia, and also emotional distress. So this is the basic understanding with the assisted reproductive technology, friends. Now, what is the recent trend going on with this assisted reproductive technology? Our government has tried to bring some regulation over this ART. This regulation has creating the challenge for many couples because they are not getting the donor. So what is the change they are brought in here? The new restrictions, they are trying to create the restriction on the number of times their donor can donate, and also they are restricting by prescribing the age limit for the donor, and they are prescribing marriage as a condition, and they are also prescribing the availability of children for a particular parents, a particular donor. The donor should possess children, and also they are saying the woman who act as a donor should be given the insurance facility. The woman who gives the oocyte should be a married woman. She should have the children up to the 3 years of age minimum. This woman can donate for the only one time in her lifetime. So these are the different restrictions brought in. Wait, let's see one by one. What is this regulation of ART? See, the new ART provision imposes restrictions on the number of times a donor, who may be male or female, can donate a sperm or oocyte in their lifetime, and specifies the age limits for the donors. Up to certain age limit only they can donate. Beyond the age limit of 30 plus, they cannot donate their gametes. And what is the other provision they said? The provision states that an oocyte donor, which means a female, should be a person who have been married at least once in their lives and have at least one living child of her own, whose minimum age should be of 3 years. They are saying that a female donor should be a married woman and she should also possess children for herself with the minimum age of 3. And what they are saying, she can donate only her oocyte in her lifetime for only one time. In that one time also, not more than 7 oocytes can be retrieved from her reproductive system. Are you getting me, guys? She can donate for only one time in her lifetime. In that one time also, only 7 eggs or oocytes can be retrieved from her womb. And the last provision is the ART bank cannot supply the gamete, which is a reproductive cell of a single donor, to more than one commissioning couple. Commissioning couple means the couple who are interested to adopt the assistive reproductive technology. Now, what they are saying in the ART regulation, the ART bank cannot produce the single donor. Cannot produce a single donor gametes to the commissioning couple, that is for more than one commissioning couple. So what happened with this regulation? Because of this regulation, the number of donors available in the society has become reduced, because you are creating the restriction with the age, you are creating restriction with marriage, you are creating restriction with availability of children, you are creating the restriction on the basis of number of eggs we can retrieve, you are creating different types of restrictions. Because of these restrictions, the availability of donor has become reduced. So these are the recent trend, guys, and now let's move on to the short news in today's newspaper. Cities roping in self-help groups for sanitation. We all know, guys, India is well known for the pollution. In India, we have the most polluted cities. Whenever we got released in the world level, we are at the worst situation, because we have Delhi, Bengaluru, Kolkata, whatever city we take, it all very polluted. Now, what the recent trend has been occurring here? The self-help group, which means a group of few female members who belongs to the same socio-economic background. They come together and they arrange financial arrangement for themselves and they work together to develop themselves. So this is the basic of self-help group. Now the government are promoting the self-help groups to work on this sanitation work. Under this, we have seen good improvement in the Mumbai and Bhopal area, and they are saying this can be become very helpful in future also, because by employing the self-help groups, we can collect, process and segregate the solid waste in a very effective manner, because along with this they also get the employment opportunity. We are ensuring the sanitation in our India. So this is very good step in the case of governance system. And the second important news is a missing letter means no work. See, this is the first page news what I have witnessed. In case of discrepancy in the name which is mentioned in your Aadhaar card and the MG Narega book, then your employment opportunity will be taken off. So due to this discrepancy, many uneducated Indians, we have many uneducated Indians, they don't have any idea regarding this, so they try to write the name at the time what they think. So because of this discrepancy, they got misspelling in their Aadhaar card, even though they have correct name, but if you have the misspelled cards, Aadhaar cards and MG Narega cards, their works are being taken off. So because of this, many people in our India have lost their jobs. We have introduced this Aadhaar card just for the purpose of creating payment, direct benefit transfer policy, but this Aadhaar card has become a burden for MG Narega people. Government should look into this and they should ensure well deserving poor people should not be decluded from the MG Narega work, because many people in India, even I particularly see in my personal family, they are involved in the MG Narega. If you bring this kind of provision, who are unknown about this kind of provisions, who are illiterate regarding this matter, they cannot sustain this kind of work. Because of this because of this, you are trying to promote the, what do you say, corruption. Because in the local leaders, they try to influence the people. They will say your name in the other card is different, so they will try to exploit the local and illiterate people. So government should ensure MG Narega workers are not misutilized here. And third important news is Tamil Nadu Idol Wing steps up efforts to retrieve 16 idols from the US. See, we have been witnessing these kind of news since from our past days, because India was under the colonial regime for nearly 300 years. And because of this colonial regime, they took or looted many important idols from Tamil Nadu. Even in today's underground network, many temple idols are being illegally trafficked to the other nations. So regarding this, we have very good CID department. In Tamil Nadu, they have archaeology CID department. They found our Indian temple idols which are created in the Chola regime. They are got retrieved from the USA. And the last and important article is Indian made mRNA vaccine priced at 2,292 will be available as a booster dose. We all know, guys, recently we developed our first mRNA vaccine in India. Whatever vaccine we have developed, that Covishield and Covaxin, these are different. These are derived from the attenuated vaccines and certain other process. The first vaccine we have developed is MacVax something. So this is the monovalent vaccine, which is different from the other vaccines, Covishield, Covaxin. So those vaccines are bivalent vaccine. We in our society, we have got the mRNA vaccine from the Russian company Pfizer and the US company Moderna. It is the first mRNA vaccine what India has developed. Let's see what happens. By keeping this price cap, they are trying to produce these drugs in a cheapest price to all over the world. So these are the important articles today, guys. Thank you so much for listening this article. If you like the video, please touch the like button, and if you want to suggest me any advice, please give it in the comment section, and don't forget to touch the subscriber button and also touch the bell button so that you get all the notification whenever we post any video. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Have a nice day and Jai Hind.